What's up, guys? My Big Thing 2010. Today, we're making Pineapple Bannock. And don't be cheap here, guys. When you look at the label on the back, the ingredients should say pineapple and pineapple juice. Not light syrup, not high fructose corn syrup, not pear juice. Should be two things in this can: pineapple and pineapple juice. What I have in the bowl is a cup of all-purpose flour. If you don't have all-purpose flour, you can make your own all-purpose flour. Put a cup of flour in there and a half a cup of baking powder. Half a cup. Half a teaspoon of baking powder with a cup of flour and like a little dash of salt. Like, that's all you need. I'm gonna add a little salt anyway because this is gonna be sweet. And you're gonna need a P251 or a P238 because this should be the only thing. Will you please lay down and not talk over my video? Thank you. Tap over my video. As I was saying, a P251 or a P238. These should be the only things that humankind makes to open cans. This is all that's necessary. Anything else is overkill and probably doesn't work as good. So, if you haven't used one of these before, all you do, there's a little notch in the side there, if you can see that. That rides on the lip of the can as such. You guys see that? Alright. And then you just twist it like this and move and turn the can and move it. It's not rocket science, it's a can opener. That's all you do, guys. Alright, all the way around. I'm going to pop a hole in the other side real quick so I can pour some of this juice off. That's called common sense. You let air into one side and the fluid comes out of the other. That actually probably is a little bit of rocket science. Alright. You can grab. I like the 251 because it's bigger and it's easier for me to handle. Go lay down. And the 238, I'll give you a size comparison here. I'm not against the 238. I also have those. But you can see how much bigger the 251 is. And there's the, the blades are pretty much the same. They probably are the same, actually. No, the 251's bigger. Common sense. It escapes me this morning. But anyway, I like the 251 because it's bigger. I think it cuts faster and it's easier for me to handle. But the 238s are great for your, bug out bag and all that good stuff. So, sorry guys, I haven't had any coffee yet. I am out of bread, so I can't even have toast and coffee. I slept like crap. And I got nothing to eat, so I figured I'm going to make some pineapple bannock for breakfast since I had pineapples and I had flour. That's what should be in the can. Pineapples. So anyway, let me make sure all the juice is out of here. Well, because these pineapples are going to hold fluid, and if they hold too much fluid, your bread won't bake right and it'll come out a sloppy mess. And you don't want a sloppy mess, you want pineapple bannock. So just squish it down with the lid and dump it out. Make believe the pineapples are tuna fish. Alright, that's good enough. Doesn't have to be, perfectly dry, but you can see, like, now that's what's left in the can. It's like, I don't know, a little more than half because I squished it down. And you can see how much juice I got there, maybe. I got a good amount of juice there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the juice for my water because I'm making a sweet bannock. So I'm going to add a half a cup of pineapple juice. I think that's a half a cup. No, that's a half a cup. Pour that pineapple juice in there and find yourself some sort of mixing implement. Get some pineapples in there. I don't know, like a half a cup. I mean, you don't have to go nuts with it. And then save these for later. Put them back in the juice. Get them all. Put them back in the juice, and even though you squished them out, they'll still be fine, and there'll be enough juice for later. See? Awesome, huh? Sorry, this is a dank, boring-ass video, guys, but anyway. So you're just going to mix this up. And I'm a dude. I am not Paula Deen. So this is not going to look like the Food Network. This is going to look like my big thing's big sloppy bowl of crap. And you're just going to keep mixing this until it, forms a dough ball, basically, guys. And once I get that done, I'll come back. Alright, dude, so when you're done, you should have a fairly sticky kind of mess. And you might want to keep some flour on reserve, depending on how hard you squeezed out your pineapples. Alright, because your pineapples are going to add water. Basic recipe is 1 cup flour, half cup of water. And, if you don't have self-rising flour, you can use a cup of all-purpose, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a smidgen of salt, and then you'll have what you need. So you're gonna want it like this. All right, clean finger, sticky, okay, kind of like I don't know, cookie dough, I guess. I don't know, but it should be kind of sticky. Actually, it probably could be even a little bit thicker than that. And if it's a little bit thicker than this, the benefit to you is it's going to cook faster. So let's put it on a pan. Now, I got a baking sheet here, and you can do this out in the woods on like a pine plank, or inside of a canteen cup on a smaller scale, with another insert vessel of some sort. But I'm in the house, so I don't need to torture myself like that. And I'm hungry. So, just gonna see how thick this stuff is, guys. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want. Yeah. It's flour. You don't need every last little morsel. If you can't afford to rinse a little bit of flour down the drain, get a part-time job. And then just kind of flatten it out in a circle or a square if you're square. I like to kind of cover up the pineapple chunks as much as I can so they stay inside. I don't know, 1/2 inch thick, maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4, maybe even 1 inch. Who knows? Whatever you want to do. And if I can do it, pretty much anybody can do it. This isn't, like I said, I'm not Paula Deen, guys, and this isn't freaking rocket science. It's flour, water, and pineapples. So, I don't know. If you can't figure it out by watching this dumbass video, then I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, flatten that bad boy out and throw it in to a hot oven and just watch it. I don't know how long to tell you to bake it. I don't know what temperature to tell you to bake it, because when I'm outside and doing this by a campfire, I don't have a little temperature control knob on my campfire. So I turn my oven up as hot as I think I can get it, and I do the same outside next to a campfire, and then you just watch it, and when it turns the color that you like to eat, then you take it away from the fire, You let it cool down and you eat it. I'm going to throw it in the oven. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. Alright guys, got the pineapple bannock in the oven. Here's another option you can do. Do it on your stovetop on low heat. This is a regular bannock. This is just flour, baking powder, and salt. Okay. To that, you can do whatever you want. You can add sugar and make a sweet bannock. You can throw in raisins. You can throw in the ends of, you know, pine tree branches and make like a pine bannock. You can put flax seeds in here, ground up oatmeal. I mean, it's like limitless. You can use your imagination. I'm making a plain one because I don't have any bread in the house and I'm broke and I want to have a sandwich of something that I gotta find here, maybe a can of tuna or something. So I'm making myself some regular bread and I got my breakfast in the oven. And man, I really am a grumpy fucker without coffee. Let me go make some coffee. I'll come back and talk to you guys nicer in a minute. Yes, this is seriously how I make coffee every day in a canteen cup. I'm not even shitting you. And I use this cup. I put 2 tablespoons of coffee or whatever in there. And then this thing that comes with your coffee press is a perfect fit in here. So what I do is I pour the boiling water in there and I let it steep for like 3 or 4 minutes. I stir it up, then I press it out and I pour it back into the canteen cup. This is also the same thing I take camping and out in the woods with me. I just take this part and the rod and it just unscrews. I don't take this part with me because it's bulky and I don't need it. But I take the rod and this part with me and it packs down flat and I can have coffee whenever I want. Same way I have it at home. Oh, come on already, I'm dying. If you guys have halfway decent coffee and you do it this way, you should get this like froth on top. If you don't get the froth, then your coffee is old and you need to get a better quality coffee. You thought I was kidding you guys? Look at that. 10:04 in the morning and I'm up baking bread and making coffee. Oh, thank God. Lordy, lordy, lordy. That's the breakfast of champions. Told you guys I needed some coffee. Alright guys, everything's done. I want to show you both versions real quick, but you know, this is my big thing 2010. This is not my Betty Crocker 2010. But given the fact that I am not Betty Crocker and this is basically from scratch cooking, I mean, yeah, bust my balls on the pineapples, but whatever. This is just all-purpose flour, salt, and baking soda with water and pineapple, or with actually pineapple juice and pineapples. And this is the regular bannock that I made on the stovetop. And you're gonna want to cook this kind of like low, like medium hot or medium low to low. And you're gonna want to take your time with it and just keep an eye on it. And so I did want to mention also with the recipe, some people put butter in, shortening, lard, or oil beforehand in the dough mix itself at the very beginning. I tend not to like to do that because I don't like to taste that in the final product. If I want butter on it, I can put butter on it afterwards, but I don't really want a bunch of oil and lard and crap in my bread. So I kind of wanted to learn how to make it this way back in the day because again, we're hearkening back to the very basics. You know, you're not always going to have oil, lard, butter, or fats around to make bread, but this would be a great staple for you. I'll show you both sides of this. I like it probably another 2 minutes on this side. I like it kind of done, and I want you to hear this too. You hear that hollow sound? That's how you know it's done. If it's spongy, you still have to cook it some more. And if it's turning this color, turn the heat way down. Basically what you're doing is you're kind of baking, but in both circumstances, you're trying to evaporate the water in the most efficient way possible and end up with an edible product at the end without totally evaporating all the water. Here's the other side of this, guys. See it? I don't know if you could see it steaming there. And this is way hot, so I'm going to try and show you what a cross section here, but there you go, guys. Easy as that. Stir up some flour and water, throw it in a pan. With this, I did lightly grease the frying pan on the stovetop, and once one side was done cooking, I slid it off onto this plate. I lightly greased the frying pan again with just a little bit of, what the hell is it? Vegetable oil. Not even, probably a half a teaspoon. Not much at all. And then I flipped it over on the other side and let it go. And then I just flipped it back and forth to get the color that I wanted. I got impatient, pulled it 2 minutes early because I am starving. And I'm going to let you look at the pineapple one more time. This, like I said, I just threw it in the oven on that cookie sheet. You saw it go in. And I cranked my oven up and to the last dial, which is like 475. It's like 475 or 500. I don't know. It's rubbed off. It's an old oven. And I just cranked it and put it in there and kept an eye on it. Now, you'll see on the top, you see all this white stuff? That's the Betty Crocker in me coming out. When it started to rise a little bit and kind of dry out, just starting to, I pulled it out of the oven a little bit and sprinkled some granulated sugar on it and then put it back in the oven. I cooked it most of the way just with the oven, but I wanted the top brown, so towards the end, I kicked the oven off and kicked the broiler on to brown the top. And then I just let it sit in there. Another good trick, guys, is if you got anything laying around like your knife or a toothpick, anything you can prod this with, is if you stick this in the middle and pull it out and you feel it and it's wet, try it again. Make sure you didn't hit a pineapple, but if it keeps coming out wet, you still got some time to go on this. If it comes out dry or just moist, you're probably good to go because the pineapples are pretty wet in this. You can do berries, you can do all sorts of whatever you want with this basic recipe that starts here. And as you can see, you can cook it any way you want. Campfire works too. That's actually my preferred method, but I'm not building a campfire in my kitchen at 4 o'clock in the morning. Guys, I wanted to show you a cross section of this too, so nobody asks for it after the video's up. So there you go. That's what the Pineapple Bannock looks like. It is screaming hot. It looks flippin' awesome. And I think I might wrap this video up and go eat it. So, there you have it, guys. Pineapple Bannock and Basic Bannock. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you learned something. Maybe not. Anyway, my big thing 2010. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later.